So I just got done watching the movie Soul Plane. And honestly, I feel kind of stupid because I didn't fucking hate it. Of course, it's not a great movie. Probably not even a good movie. But honestly, I wouldn't say it's a terrible one either. I honestly, in a little bit of an ironic way, I found it kind of funny. Now, obviously, you could say what you want to say about it. Is it do all the jokes work? No, of course not. Many fall flat. Is it possibly racist? I don't know if I should say that because one, white boy right here, and this film was directed by a black man, so I don't know if I could say if it is or not, but unclear. And yeah, you know, I don't think it was terrible. Of course, story is awful, practically non-existent. It's trying to be reminiscent of the old Airplane movie, great movie. However, with most in this movie, Airplane, the original Airplane, shit ton of characters, but they really only focused on a few of them, and the rest would just be played for jokes. Those few characters, they would have very few characters would have like their own dramatic type storylines that would cause a conflict and get the movie going forward. Okay, in this movie, they try to make too many they try and have too many conflicts, and it gets to a point where, because of how many conflicts there are, each conflict seems so small and minuscule that it just does not drive the plot forward at all. There's nothing really, you know, pushing, like, there's no major conflict until about, no major conflict, combining everybody together until about, say, 20 minutes until the movie ends when Snoop Dogg supposedly dies, and everybody else has to, uh, everybody's worried, like, oh shit, plane's gonna crash because Snoop Dogg's the pilot, and we can't do this. We're gonna die, and Kevin Hart has to save the day by flying the plane and landing it. So yeah, throughout the first hour of this movie, though, there's no major conflict drawing you in. We get introduced to multiple love type stories, love stories, conflicts involving love. But most of these conflicts are small. Say, for example, the Kevin Hart and his ex girlfriend, where she sees she's on the plane, and this is our first time getting introduced to this relationship, and we are just left there. You know, this is our introduction. She sees him and then is immediately annoyed, and this is our first time seeing her, so we're a bit confused. Like, hey, what's going on here? I don't have the full story. I'm not invested in this. There's no prior knowledge that Kevin Hart mentioned about having a relationship or a girlfriend that he dearly misses. So I don't know what. I'm just like, okay, yeah, all right, that's awkward, I guess. And then uh, the white family, the only white family on the plane, they, uh, you know, it's a dad, his wife, he remarried, and then his two kids, and the marriage, it's not the most stable, but they're going on this pretty much all black plane, tons of nice pieces of black ass everywhere, okay, and black hanging dongs as well. They mention that a lot. So you know, the stepmom, goes with like one of the guys who's in a porno mag, and the dad, is left there, sad and single. We don't even get to see the scene where he realizes he was actually cheated on or anything. It's just kind of like, oh, okay. We hear it from him at a bar that it happened. Meanwhile, his daughter just turned 18, so a little bit creepy, but she wants to just fuck the whole plane. Not really whole plane, but she wants to explore her sexuality. So she gets up to this club on the plane, and she starts flirting with this guy, and they get along pretty well. And the dad's upset because he thinks he's losing his daughter, and he doesn't want to see this happen to her. And she sees him at the bar, and she's like, "Hey, you know, I'm upset. I'm still upset about you leaving mom." Meanwhile, we have no mention of this in prior to this. This is our first introduction to this storyline, to this conflict. So we're like, oh, okay, wow, what a interesting conflict that could have been expanded on. Glad it was resolved when it was first introduced. But yeah, and he also is disconnecting from his son, I guess. Kind of show it a little bit where his son starts getting into like black culture because he's at the airport and then he's on the airplane. Yeah, and his son feels like he's more hip than the dad, and the dad feels that as well. Yeah, that's something that's mentioned in passing that happens. There's also a brother relationship between Kevin Hart and his brother, which, again, kind of nothing. So yeah, that's pretty much my main problem. The non-existent story, very little conflict to drive the plot. And there, as I said, were many things I liked. I thought was funny at times. And what's it called? Yeah, there were good visual gags as well. Like back of the plane, easily much worse than the front of the plane. The back of the plane, the low class area, it has it's fashioned like a bus, where people could just hold on to the railings and shit of a plane. I thought that was kind of a funny visual gag, and then in other cases you'll just get like Kevin Hart shitting, gets sucked into the toilet, and he needs to get out, and then his dog dies. Yeah, so that's my review. Overall, thought it wasn't terrible. Definitely wasn't the worst thing I've seen. Wasn't the best thing I've seen either. But yeah, that's my review. Have a good day.